Am I the jerk for giving my sister a reality check? I honestly and truly do not know how to start this. I never thought I'd come in somewhere just to write about something that's going on, but I see other people doing it and getting good advice, so I figured I'd give it a try. I, 16F, and the second oldest of 5. Me and my oldest sister, 18F, come from the same parents. Now, growing up, for me at least, was a little iffy. Me and my sister was pretty much super close from what I can remember up until our parents divorced when I was 3 and she was 4. We are a year and 4 months apart. After our parents divorced, my sister grew a little hostile to me, but I always threw that to the side because I loved my sister, still do. I've always been a pretty independent child. If I had homework, I'd do it as soon as I got home so I can hurry up and do something fun like watch TV or ride my bike. If I needed something, I got it myself. Unless I needed help, I went to sleep early and woke up early. You know, basic stuff. But my sister was different. She did her own thing. But we were happy with it being our mom and us. Then our mom met our stepdad. I can make an entirely different post about him alone. After they married, things got bad. I was never a skinny girl. I was always a little plump, but I was a kid doing kid things, so that wasn't unusual to me at least. But my stepdad would always comment on my size, and sometime my mom would compare me to my sister. Now my sister is absolutely beautiful. Skinny, curvy body, pretty face. Everything someone perfect could be. I always thought that. I know I am beautiful too, but being compared to her hurts cause I would never look like her. Even then, she was always accused for flirting with our neighbors and stuff like that, so she ended up in more trouble than me because, like I said, I was mostly to myself and an independent kid. She always kept the attention by our parents, and I had no issue with that because unless I was hurt, it would seem like didn't really feel like I needed it. But as a child, it did hurt sometimes cause I felt like they only loved her. But her always having their attention made her act some type of way. If I did something good and they saw that, she'd be upset and say I'm stealing them away from her, or blame our bio dad for not being there. We lived with our mom after the divorce, and that's again a different story. You can kind of put 2 and 2 together and just think about what kind of mind complex my sister had. When we were in school, since she looked the way she did, sometimes she'll tell me not to tell anyone that we were sisters since we ended up in the same grade cause she failed one. But people found out anyway, because obviously we were going to have the same last me and similar features. Since I looks way different from my sister body-wise, I was bullied for that. And since my sister liked that attention and praise, she'd often put me down as well to boost herself up. If I had a boyfriend, she'd steal them away, or they'll leave me for her. I felt like garbage and like I was an embarrassment for her. That made my behavior and grades start to slip because I became violent and angry. I got into fight either to defend myself or to defend my sister, because our stepdad and mom was like if one of us were to fight, the other should jump in. As you can think, she jumped into some of my fights to boost her popularity. I jumped into all of hers because I didn't want her TK get hurt, and she thought I was looking down on her that way. Eventually in middle school, since she ended up with a child, she had to drop out of school and I went to 8th, 10th by myself. And I got to say, school-wise, it got a lot better. I finally was able to make friends and I joined a bunch of clubs like ROTC, choir, and robotics. But at home thing didn't really change too much. I was always body shamed and forced to work out as punishment or whooped. She was whooped for things she did. We always argued with our stepdad. We fought each other physically multiple times. We started bouncing from living with our mom and dad because of those arguments, all that fun stuff. One day me and my stepdad got into a very bad argument, and he did something unforgivable which made me move in permanently with my biological dad. And I love it. I got therapy, my grades got better, my behavior was better. I was allowed to do teenager stuff like sleepovers and hang out with my friends as long as my behavior and grades were good. I was finally happy. That didn't stop my mom and stepdad, though. We still gotten into arguments every once in a while, mostly for nothing. My sister and stepdad still gets into it. Fast forward a year or 3. Things got peaceful. Mine and my sister relationship gotten better, and I'd go over to my mom's house for the weekends whenever I could to spend Tims with her and my other siblings and my niece. Not too many problems. But the one thing that didn't change was he comparing me to her. She would make comments like my booty is smaller than hers or my boobs looked weird or whatnot, but I always ignored them because I got tired of people's comments making me change how I see myself. But the fact that she does that makes me mad. But I ignored how she treats me even though it hurts because I love her and I still wanted to have a sister bind with her, even if her mindset is terrible. Yesterday on THD 4th of July. I called her to wish her and my other family a happy 4th of July, and me and her started cracking jokes and whatnot. Keep in mind me and her play fight a lot when we see each other, as well as our cousins, because we know we are playing and not to actually hurt each other. So saying things like "Imma beat you up" or stuff along those lines weren't unusual. As me and her were talking, I told her to tell our cousin that Imma beat her up, so she said, "Oh, you're not gonna beat my little cousin up." So I joked back saying, "Girl, I can beat you up too, and I guess that I'll always be better than you." Mindset of hers kicked in, and she said, "You wish I was still joking." So I said I beat you up before, and she got mad and defensive, saying that I never did. When me and her fought back when we lived together, there were some fights I lost and some fights I won. I can admit to that, but she makes herself think she never lost a fight in her life 'cause it'll bruise her little ego. So she snapped back, "You never beat me a day in your life." Me being confused, I told her I have. And after a while of going back and forth, she hangs up in my face, so I blocked her number 'cause she ended up making me mad and got back to the drawing I was doing while we were on call. A few minutes later, she texted my Instagram saying, "I bet you went around telling people that you beat me up and you never freaking beat me up. That's why people don't mess with me no more. AMD think that they can bully me." I changed the ace cuss words out. Our text messages has a lot of cuss words. Anyways, I finally snapped because I was tired of her doing this and tired of always telling her actor we argue that I don't go around school talking about her at all because no one care about what happened in middle or elementary school anymore, and no one talks about her. So I texted her back and said, "Blah blah blah, girl, ain't nobody give a crap about all that. If you want to get butt hurt by me saying you didn't win every fight we get into and want to make up crap just to have something to whine about, then go ahead. 'Cause no, I didn't go around saying anything. People don't like 'cause they just don't like you. Just like people don't like me, and you didn't win every fight we fought. Baby, you ain't that strong, and you definitely not all that to always beat me up. So yeah, go ahead and be butthurt about something that didn't freaking happen and cry about it. I don't give a crap. Boo-woo, girl, wah wah wah. If anything, you're going around tell people you beat me up 'cause you always gotta put me down in some way, shape, or form to make your behind feel better about something. What you're not gonna do is freaking play me like I'm some weak little punk. You're freaking weird. All our life you wanted to put me down to make yourself seem like some sort of baddie. It's pathetic. If you ask me again, I changed the cuss words." So she replied saying I didn't need to say any of that, and said she hates me, so I told her I didn't care and blocked her on everything. I called our bio mom telling her what happened, but I kinda snapped on her too since I was mad. And she told me it takes two to argue and we are always arguing and stuff like that. And I understand, but I wasn't even trying to argue, I was just joking like we always do. She got sensitive first and came at me crazy and I wasn't taking that. I apologized to my mom later on for how I came at her and asked her if she can give my younger siblings, as well as my niece, some love for me because I was cutting my older sister off until she apologizes for how she treated me, and since she wanted to bring up the past, I wanted an apology for the trauma she caused me as well. Knowing my sister, she isn't going to apologize, so I'm not talking to her anytime soon and cut all direct contact. If she has something to ask or say to me, it'll have to be through my step-mom or bio dad. Remember, I never told my sister I hated her back. I'll never hate her. I just hates how she treats me, and if blocking and not talking to her is the only way to stop her from doing that, I'll do it for my sake. But it hurts 'cause I love my sister to bits and pieces. Am I the jerk?